Hello once again, Aries. It's December 2017. Great to have your company here, and Merry Christmas to you. A little bit early because I won't have a chance to talk to you till the new year. Here's your chart with some really incredible stuff happening here in the upper part of your horoscope. Mercury just about to enter into the 10th house, or your professional sector. So this should really be a very busy month for you, given that Mercury is the communications planet, receives an excellent aspect here. It's just finished its conjunction with Saturn, as you can see here. And prior to it moving in here, we see the moon swinging around after having been in a pretty tight, frenetic aspect with Uranus opposed to Mars here. That would have been some relationship stuff that might have had you going. And here we see the full moon taking place. It's around December 3rd. As I said, prior to this Mercury, which has been retrograde. You notice this S here, meaning that it is now stationary and about to move forward. So whatever misunderstandings you had here in your relationships, and also anything that is on hold with your work, is now likely to start moving forward. Let's take a look at this. You see, oh no, it's actually stationary retrograde. So that's indicating this connection with Saturn is still there. It went forward, then decided to go back in reverse motion. So this could be a couple of weeks of pretty intense toing and froing and reappraisal of your circumstances. As you know from the literature, many of you, that the retrogression of Mercury can be a problem. For you, Aries, it is specifically notable because it rules your third house of contracts and communication, and your sixth house of workplace activities, co-workers, that sort of thing. Here it's betwixt the Saturn and the Sun. This is a hemming in of the energies and can be an added burden to your already overstrained mind. Let's continue the animation here. So no, that Mercury is not going to go into the 10th house of career all that soon. So it was about to. That can be a change of heart in terms of some aspects of your profession. Here we see some other harrowing aspects. You see the right angle of the moon here, again from this workplace area to Venus, to the Sun. It's going to go through here around the 10th and 11th. And here, having just passed the opposition of Neptune, again a confusing aspect. This can have to do with your own health, as well as the sixth house here has to do with health matters. It moves into a slightly better situation here. It's got some more favourable aspects here to the south node, a trine. And then that earlier right angle that we saw to Venus is in a better condition here in the area of your relationships, your personal relationships. Sextile aspect is always easy. The 3-11 combination is one of friendship. So this can be a much better couple of days for you, around the 12th and 13th, in terms of communication, relationship, that sort of thing. You've got another repeat of this that started right at the outset of the month, on the 13th. The moon, when it is opposite Uranus, can be rather problematic. It can stretch your nerves to the limits. It can also be rather unpredictable. And once again, this has to do with your relationships and your most personal affairs. So you need to be a step ahead of that. Don't plan and set your plans in cement, as there may be some changes. Some of the problems occur also when moon transits across Mars. So that few days there from the 12th to around the 14th, with Mars in your 8th house, which is your shared resources, finances, that type of thing, can be inflammatory. There can be arguments and disputes associated with this. The moon makes a nice favourable aspect to Jupiter, which is better in terms of negotiations for banking matters, that type of thing. Travels after the 17th here, as we see the moon making contact with all of these planets. This will be a very, very busy few days, 17th to the 19th. A lot of travels. For those of you that are students, that can be a little bit also intense, maybe a little bit too much on your plate. And of course, with Mercury still in its retrogression, that Mercury is going to touch all of these planets, indicating a review of a lot of areas of your life at this later part of the year. The 10th house position of the moon, actually I should go back there a little bit because that is also a new moon there around the 18th, 17th or 18th. Around that time the moon will cross over the position of the sun, constituting a new moon, and that new moon is very important, being here in the 9th house. Legal matters, long distance travels are a bit of a problem for you with this Mercury still retrograde. So if you're making new plans, be careful. Again, make sure you have plan B in place. The intensity of the Moon-Pluto combination in your career sector is also notable. That's a professional one. A few power plays may be going on at that time. But you've got the fortifying aspect here of Mars, which means you've got the upper hand. 11th house is great for friendships around 21, 22 December. Also with it crossing the node here, we see this each month. Again, opportunities to reconnect with people from your past. We're moving up into Christmas. It's going to get hectic. But actually, Christmas Eve here, you're looking a little bit tired. Moon in the 12th house in conjunction with Neptune. Have a good sleep at that time if you want to replenish your energy reserves. That should happen. Mars gives it a bit of a kickstart here on Christmas Day, the 25th. And the moon moves back into that frenetic combination, 27, 28, with Uranus. Financial matters on the 29th are better. And here, we should go back a little bit because that's where we were looking out for that forward movement of Mercury. I completely missed it while all of these planets were moving into the upper part of your career sector. There it is, stationary around the 22nd. Fortunately, just before Christmas, there it is. It moves direct here in its forward motion right on Christmas, would you believe? With all of these 4 planets in your 10th house. That shows some of you there born under the ram may not be able to relax completely with all this energy in your 10th house of profession. So, do take a bit of rest. Don't let it get on top of you. And I hope it is a wonderful Christmas for you. I'll be back with your New Year's forecast. Until then, do check out astrology.com.au. We've got a lot more information that we're packing into the site now to give you more insights into your life and where you're going. Take care for now.